Good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday Mull for Wednesday, the 28th of May. We begin reading through the book of Deuteronomy, and it begins with Moses recounting what has happened in their history. And in verse 26, he reminds the Israelites they'd sent spies into the land who'd come back with a good report, but the people were scared. They thought the people in the land were too numerous for them, so they didn't want to go in. Verse 26, but you were unwilling to go up. You rebelled against the command of the Lord your God. You grumbled in your tents and said, the Lord hates us. He brought us up out of Egypt to deliver us into the hands of the Amorites to destroy us. And as I read that, I thought, yeah, you've got this juxtaposition of illogical thinking. The Lord brought us up out of Egypt. They were aware of it. They recognized it. And now they suddenly think, oh, but he's not going to defend us now. We're going to be destroyed. So the people, they'd seen what God could do. Egypt, the superpower of the day, had been on their tails, and God had rescued them. God had delivered them. He'd got them this far. And now suddenly they think, oh, he's not going to do any more. And so they disobey and want to turn around and go back. When they realize what they're doing and God says, okay, we'll go, we'll lead you back into the desert, they then change their mind and again don't do what God tells them, and they head back into the land to try and take it on their own, in their own strength, and they're defeated. And as I read that, I thought, so often we need to use logic for our decisions, but too often we end up with emotion. We look back and we can see what God has done. But in the moment, we're caught up with our fears and anxieties, with the obstacles that present themselves to us. And we sometimes need to step back and say, God can do it again. There's a wonderful song from back in the 70s, God can do it again and again and again. He's the same God today as he always has been. And we sometimes need to remind ourselves of that we serve a God who, what he has done in the past, he can do again. And what we have experienced in the past, we can hang on to and know that God hasn't changed. He is still exactly the same as he always has been. We change and our situations change, but the change is with us, not with him. And therefore we can still stand on his word, put our faith in him, and rely on him in every situation. Be encouraged by that thought and know that we truly are blessed.